Heir of the traditional Korean martial art, Taekwondo is a total martial art. Other than the necessary technical knowledge, the art of Taekwondo requires mental discipline if you want to progress in the way and the spirit of Taekwondo. This path is a personal quest, day after day, all life long. The teachers want to make the athletes discover all aspects of Taekwondo, depending on their maturity and the degree of knowledge they have. Everyone constructs his Taekwondo at his rhythm, depending on his personality and his capacities. But when you think you obtained the goal and perfection, new goals appear that open the way to new knowledge of Taekwondo. Other the qualities linked to defense, Taekwondo is also an intense gymnastic activity, developing suppleness, force and balance. This discipline harmonizes the muscles and coordinates the movements. Taekwondo allows also to cultivate your concentration and to improve your observation. It also helps you to become more confident and allows everyone to accept himself. The pums are imaginary combats codified and executed alone. These sequences of attack and defense movements reflect the philosophy of this martial art of Taekwondo. It also allows to work permanently and to discover this deep sense of Taekwondo. I Ching is the Chinese book the pums come from. The way of the pum symbolizes the trigrams, which represent the deepest Oriental philosophy. Oriental concepts of earth, cosmos and life. Ta means greatness, Geog eternity. Tagyog has 8 major ways of the philosophic theory. Each of these has a specific corresponding Chinese character. The Tagyog pumses from the 1st to the 8th are based on these principal theories. The trigram associated with the first pums symbolizes heaven. In the Tagyo composition, the 3 positions of the first 3 pums are executed in the Apsogi position, standing upright, so the beginners can execute them also. The fundamental techniques learned in this first pums are Ripon Jumi Segui positions, preparatory position, Apkogi, the long position, Apsogui, the upright position. For the blocks, Monton Maki, Arimaki, Olwun Maki, attacks, Monton, Gerigi and Apchagi. Learning the pums is a scientific method consisting in learning methods and positions necessary to defense and attack against one or several opponents. Its practice allows to acquire suppleness of movement, it strengthens the muscles and makes you control your breathing. The second pums corresponds to the yellow belt with green stripe, the 7th cup. The associated trigram symbolizes a lake. The fundamental techniques are almost identical to the first pums. The techniques are more in number. A pumsé needs velocity and precision of the movements, always controlling the rhythm. Taeyuk Samyang is the third pumsé. It corresponds to the green belt or the sixth cup. The associated trigram symbolizes fire. The new fundamental techniques learned are Do-Bi Kobi for the posture and the combat position. Ansono Monton Pakarate Maki, a block with a cutting edge of the hand, and the attack technique Ansono Mokchiki, a circular attack with the cutting edge of the hand. There are 8 pumsé destined to the practitioners of the different grades, from the beginner white belt to the black belt. These pumsé are studied one after the other and correspond to the precise grade. The order of learning corresponds to the knowledge of the students. This is the way to know the progression of the participant when he passes another grade. Taekeug Sajang corresponds to the green belt with blue stripe or the 5th cup. The associated trigram represents thunder. The new fundamental techniques are Sonal Montan Maki for the blocks, a block with the cutting edge of the hand, Montan Pakata Maki, a block with the forearm. For the attacks, Gepo Pum Mok Chiki, a block followed by a simultaneous attack, Piosun Kota Seo Chirigi, poking with the hand, Domju Kom Olgu Abchagi, attack with the upper side of the fist, and Yopchagi, sideways kick. Each pums has its own character. They should not be considered as a sequence of techniques, but as a whole. Each pums is taught and understood by the students when they have the capacities to execute the sequence of the techniques without needing to think of each movement. Each Tageuk pums begins and ends in the same position. You always need to face the imaginary opponent. The movements are accelerated or slowed down depending on the case in order to give a rhythm to the pums. The postures are the different possible positions in Taekwondo from which the athlete can begin the execution of a technique, be it an attack, a defense, or a movement. This position exists in upright position or, on the contrary, very bent near the ground, the stable point spread depending on the symmetrics between the legs, or on the leg in front or behind. The quality of the basic positions conditions the learning of all the following techniques and movements. Only from correct positions you can execute the techniques with velocity, strength and precision. The work of the positions is essential and should be executed very seriously. The time needed to work on the positions will be found again during the learning and perfectioning of the techniques. The blocks allow to defend yourself against blow executed by an opponent. One might block on all levels, low, medium and high, with the open hand or closed, or execute in a straight or circular movement. There are also complex blocks that are used simultaneously with both arms. The attacks can go onto the lower or the higher parts. One uses hand and feet, but also the other body parts like the elbows or the knee as natural weapons. The attacks of the superior body parts are executed with the fist or with the open hand. There are numerous variants using several parts of the hand or the arm. The attacks of the inferior parts are principally done with the foot. Under the numerous possible kicks we find direct kicks, sideways, behind or circular kicks, known in many martial arts. We also find numerous jump kicks, sequences or simultaneous Taekwondo characteristics.